Let us compose our mind as we gather together in Ariya D I G for today's session. Let us connect our heart to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, to the Buddha, our great teacher, the fully enlightened one, to the Dhamma, the noble eightfold path, the path that leads to the ultimate freedom, and also to the noble Sangha, the incomparable field of merits for the world. You start by the salutation. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangham Namami. Let us now start by Vandana, opening salutation. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sarana, the three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panchasila, the five precepts. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Adinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Kanesu Nichachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu. Sukhihotu Nibbana Pachaya.
Thank you, Ayah.
May we also request Ariya to kindly lead us in a quick 5-minute meditation for us to compose our minds.
So brothers and sisters, now you shall sit comfortably, and you may put your hands together and bring your attention within. So as you close your eyes, you bring your attention within. Just forget the whole world around you and be fully aware of your whole body. Take 3 times of deep breath. Just bring attention to your head and relax. Your eyes relax. Nose relax. Your ears relax. Mouth relax. Jaw relax. Observe that the whole face is relaxed. Going on to your neck. Observe that the neck is relaxed. Your shoulder joints relax. Your hands, upper arm, elbow, lower arms, your wrists, your palms, fingers, relax. Chest, relax. Your abdomen, relax. Upper back, relax. Lower back, relax. Observe that your legs, thigh, your knees, calves, ankles, your feet, toes, relax. Observe from the top of your head down to the tip of your soul. Is totally relaxed. Relax. Relax. Now just bring your attention to your in-breath and out-breath. Now recall to mind. Today we are gathering here to spend time to learn the Dhamma, and also to celebrate and discuss on the Dhamma. And we're happy to learn the Dhamma together with all our teachers, all our Kayana Mittas. And we well wish that each and everyone here to be well, happy, and may all beings be well, safe, and find peace. May all beings be well, safe, and find peace. May all beings be well, safe, and find peace. Now again, take a deep breath, 3 times of deep breath, and bring your attention back to your body. As you breathe in, be fully aware, and as you breathe out, be fully alert. Bring your attention to your eyes, maintain the calmness in your mind, and maintain the smile on your lips. When you are ready, you may open up your eyes wide awake. Right, we have come to the end of the short meditation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ayah. Okay. Okay, so now brothers and sisters, you'll be assigned to your breakout rooms where you'll discuss your group members for 30 minutes. When the time is up, you'll return to the main Zoom room. Okay? So here are our questions for today. Number 1, discuss how you practice the 5 precepts. How often do you practice them? Number 2, how do you face and overcome unwholesome actions in the past? Number 3, the Velama Sutta tells us that some actions are more meritorious than others. Think of some meritorious actions that you've done. Do they fit into any of the categories in the Velama Sutta? Okay, all right. So in a short while, we will be in our breakout rooms. Okay, I think everybody is back here. Okay, now group 1. Okay, can you please present your findings to us? Group 1.
Okay, so the first question is discuss how you practice 5% and often how do you practice them. So first thing first is from the discussion of the group, right? For abstain from the destruction of life, right? We try to not take meat. For those who are vegan, then this is the first thing, and then second thing is like try not to take meat during certain days. And then for killing like flies or even ants, right? We also try not to kill it, just swipe away or like giving metta to them to leave this place. Yeah. And then the second one will be abstain from taking what is not given. There's sisters or brothers working in a company, right? They won't like take the things from company for free or what, that anything's not belongs to them. And then second thing is integrity to ourselves is the most important thing. And then abstain from sexual misconduct. They would only partner, okay. And then for false speech, abstain from false speech. Because we are in a how to say, sometimes we are in anger, right? We try to not speak immediately or reply the message immediately. So we will first calm down ourselves so that we will not talk in false speech or any harsh speech like that, because there are like especially towards the family members. Yeah. And then from abstain from liquor, wine, and intoxicants, the basis for illness. Not all of us not taking liquor at all, but some of us is like taking slightly for social purposes. So and we try to avoid to take it. Yeah. So this is the first answer to the question. Okay. And then how do you face, sorry, I cannot see. How do you face and overcome the unwholesomeness action in the past? So from the sharing from the group, right? We always be mindful when we talk, when we speak or do any action. Then second thing is before we do or talk, we also think of Buddha first. And then and then for killing, still the same, like even cockroaches or ants, right? We try not to kill or just sweep away. And then hold strongly on the 5 precepts and those who practice the 8 precepts. And then because we tend to like we have the perceptions of like tend to not liking something, like me myself, I don't like snakes. I'm afraid of snakes. This example, so we try to not like dislike or hate something to prevent us to do something further like killing or what. And then the 6th one is not to comment on others' action or speech. Because once we comment, probably will get them, they will be angry or what, and then we ourselves will be angry also. So this is this is how we face the unwholesome actions in the past. And then the 3rd one will be the question. So the Vilama Sutta tells us some actions that are more meritorious than others. So we have some actions that we do that actually can say to be fit into the categories, I think. First one is like giving something to family or friends or those who need it, but cautiously, not things that we don't want, we also give up to others. And then for the second one, we're like taking in stray dogs, right? This one has to elaborate more, like how to say, I really like dogs, and then I feel pity of them. Then I tend to take in a lot of the stray dogs and take care of them, but in a way that until I cannot afford, my financial have issues, I cannot afford to feed them anymore, and then I cannot manage my financial. So this is not a good way to do it. So I only take in stray dogs that I able to afford, like maybe 1 to 2 only. And then I able to feed them, able to give them food, take care of them in the long term lah. Then do dana, and also speak mindfully lah. So this is the things that we do. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sister Casey. Okay, now let's have somebody from group 2.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. My name is Angeline. I'm representing the group 2. Okay, let's move on to the first question. Discuss how we practice the 5 precepts. How do we often practice them? Now, in our group, we were, we were saying that the self-discipline is important. Of course, there's an opportunity for us to break the precept, like for example, the mosquito flying, we are mindful, or we cannot kill. When sometimes very irritating, then we kill, right? So that's why we have to be very self-disciplined. How to be self-disciplined is to be mindful. And how to be mindful is to have our thoughts, we have the chitta, and the mano, the emotional and our thinking. We have to have our thinking outweigh the emotional. How do we do that? We have the meditation. So that is one of it. And also the second one is the practical manner, which I've covered just now, the practical manner in the sense of the mosquito thing flying. And the third thing is how do we choose to, without hurting them, by also sending, loving kindness, as what the sisters has actually shared, just say, please go away, loving kindness, that kind of stuff. And lastly, and also, how do we practice that is when we go restaurant, we try to avoid ordering the live fish, from the tank, so this is what we have gathered in our group too. Now the second one, second question, how do we face and overcome an unwholesome action in the past? Now, you know, past is the past, we all know, and what is done is being done, you know, it cannot be undone. So what we can do, we focus on the present and try to, like what we have, like say we do something wrong, you know, one of the sisters are sharing, or maybe we have hurt her, you know, we have do unwholesome things to her, or maybe we should do something nice back to this person. And of course, we also have to try to accumulate our merits. You know, how do we do that? Is to do good, is to be kind to others, to do dana, meritorious deed, to go to orphanage home or old folks home, you know, to cut their fingernails, if you reach Ariya, you know, yearly we have going to do, I mean, we usually will do that. We're going to clean their bed, all those stuff. So we try all this meritorious deed that, I mean, we try to increase our merits by doing good. And also try to walk away all those gossiping, you know, false statement. We don't want to join them. So, yeah. And the third question is, the Dhamma Sutta tells us some action more meritorious than the others. Think of some of the action that we have done. Do they fit into the category of the Dhamma Sutta? We all know that, I mean, we should know that whatever things we do is all based to the intention first and the action. And what the group one has shared, we don't give away food that we don't want, you know. So whereas another thing is, we always want to give food to the Sangha as opposed to the orphanage home or the old folks home, because the Sangha will give us more merits than the other people, you know. So from our group, we say no, everything is all equal, and we should develop our loving kindness. And all the sisters also share, you know, the more we do, and it will be the habitual habits for us to even practice more. And I mean the intention here is to give joy and to make the people happy. So this is what we say, that to impart our loving kindness to all the people, the recipient. So dana is a practice for us to become better. As it's a habitual, it becomes part of us. The joy of giving, not just for merit's sake. Yeah, that's from group 2.
Okay, thank you, Sister Angeline. Okay, can we now have somebody from group 3 to present?
Sorry, wait. Okay. So actually, the first question is about discuss how you practice the 5 precepts. So what we do is some of us shared that we do try to follow exactly and just not, you know, do it. We do it every day as often as possible. It's like a cultivation. But then, of course, we don't chant the 5 precepts like Panyatipata, no, we don't do that. So we just, it's already embedded, okay? But one of us shared that sometimes they drink occasionally, social drinking. So we wanted to ask this actually to Ariya and also Uncle Vijaya. Is this breaking the 5 precepts if we drink socially? We do try as much as possible to avoid killing mosquitoes and cockroaches, but sometimes it's really difficult because let's say there's dengue cases. So do we still kill them by spraying them or not? If not, we might get dengue. For example, in my area, it's a black area for dengue. So once in a while, there'll be fogging. So we know that, you know, there are dengue cases around here. So we also talk about, you know, of course, it's good that we follow the 5 precepts. We try to remind ourselves, but sometimes situations may cause us difficulty to follow the 5 precepts. Sometimes, let's say, for example, this is an example that my colleague or my friend gave me before. Let's say someone was hiding in your house, Okay, along came the man or the woman who wanted to kill that man or woman hiding in my house. Would you lie or not lie? She asked. Will you break the fourth precept or not? Because this person wanted to kill another person. So if you lie, you're breaking the fourth precept. If you don't lie, he's going to kill the person hiding in the house. So this kind of situations might happen. So I think keeping the 5 precept is situational. So we also want to ask Ariya and Uncle Vijaya, what do we do in this case? And also when we talk about valuing life, because one sister brought up that, when we practice the 5 precept, let's say the first precept, not to kill. So we are thinking about valuing life. Of course, we value our life. We don't want the mosquito to, bring us diseases. We value our life, obviously. But we as the mosquito, they're also trying to live by sucking our blood, isn't it? But if you bring dengue, the dengue fever, what do we do? So we would like to bring up the questions because we are not sure in this situation. It is a cultivation. Do we still don't kill and shoot them away? Okay, that's the first. The second question is we talk only about false speech and basically not lying. Okay, so sometimes you see when we are outside there in society, if we are too honest, we might hurt people's feeling. We get into trouble. Sometimes you are not wrong, and you tell the truth, but some people get offended. We say the more tactful way, and one sister brought up that actually there are keys to this honest to right speech as well. One of the key is whether it's pleasant, is beneficial, is affectionate. Apparently there are 5. So we have to remind ourselves whether this is beneficial, this is pleasant, this is affectionate. I don't know the other 2. I can't remember. It's in the other slide. Let me just share the other slide. I think is this one. Let me share. Can you see the screen or no? Let me share the other screen. Wait, what am I doing? Wait, sorry. So she was saying is when we want to be honest also, we have to wait. There are 5 keys. Is it at the right time? Is it the truth? Affectionately, I guess, with metta. Beneficially, and a mind of goodwill. Goodwill is metta. Affectionately, maybe compassion. So maybe we have to think about whether we are too honest, whether this fulfill the 5 criteria. Because another sister shared, what about the youngsters today? Sometimes we will tell them or scold them because they're doing something wrong. They cannot accept criticism, although it's true. So do we still say that? Or we lie to them, oh, you're good. But in this case, I think it has to be true. Okay, and anyway, lying will just lead you to more problems. This is my experience. Okay, one lie needs another 2, 3 lies to cover up also. So there's no point. Okay, and then the third question is that we talk about the Vilama Sutta. Some are more meritorious than others. So based on the Sutta, of course, giving is about dana. Okay, so some are more meritorious, especially people in need, like hungry and sick. Those are in need, I think, making dana to them rather than those who already have no problem with their life. Probably this is more meritorious because obviously they need them, like flood victims, I guess that is meritorious because it's timely. They really need our help at that time. And also of course, we talk about making dana to the Sangha and the building on a monastic so that the Dhamma can continue and we can still follow the right way. So this is more meritorious. At least we know what is right and wrong. Or else I think we don't learn, we don't know. And ignorance is a lot of times we do wrong things because we are really basically evil people, but I think we are ignorant people most of the time. We just don't know. So this is what we have discussed. So thank you, Sister Lena. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Sister Junli, for sharing that with us. That's nice. Okay. All right. So now let's move on to our speaker. Okay, wait. Okay, so today we are honored to have with us Uncle Vijaya again, okay, to continue sharing with us what the Buddha taught about merits. Okay, so Uncle Vijaya, we will hand over the session to you.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you very much for again inviting me for this second session. Very interesting. I was very taken up by all the discussions. That alone should take about 4 or 5 hours to answer. But we have only half an hour. So while I am dealing with Sila, I will try and address some of the questions that and some of the concerns that you brought up. But before I begin, before I begin, I must make a confession. I was not quite happy with the answer that I gave. I think it was Sister Billy, is it? Who asked this question. And that comes, just to go quickly, this is what we went through the last time. All right, the dark action and the dark result, the bright action and the bright result. Remember that? Now, if you look at the screen that you are looking at now, it shows you the pink, 4 types of actions. All right, and then that 4 types of actions has at the bottom, it's neither dark nor bright action, neither dark nor bright result. Yes. Now, we zoomed in on the question, and the question was last week, karma that is bright with bright result falls under karma that is neither dark nor bright with neither dark nor bright result. And the question was, shouldn't it be the same? No, it shouldn't, because we have to take these 4 as 3 and 1. Okay, now let's go back and look at the question. Dark action, dark result. Bright action, bright result. Dark and bright action, dark and bright result. Now, these 3 belong to this side of samsara, meaning that we are putujanas, and all these actions, no matter even if they are dark or bright, they still bring us back to samsara. They are actions that are ultimately suffering. Even if there is a happiness, it's past, therefore it is suffering. So these 3 are to be considered as 1, performed by putujanas, performed by unenlightened beings, that's you and me. On the other hand, by listening to the Dhamma, by studying, by opening our eyes, we begin to see that there is a way out. When there is a way out, the first thing that happens is the intention changes. The intention is not to get results in this life, but to use those actions to bring results in a future life. Remember the last time I talked about the cat? When I help the cat, bright action, I think to myself that in the next life, I will be helped as well. So bright action, bright result. This is my expectation. That expectation in itself only brings me more into samsara. On the other hand, if by getting right understanding of the first of the Noble Eightfold Path, I'm not going towards samsara, I'm going to go away from samsara, I'm going to reverse the process. And what reverses the process is the same action of helping that cat. I say, not, I hope I will get a return in this. I am doing this simply because there is compassion. It's simply the right thing to do. It's simply the right thing to do. There is no doer, there is no receiver. When that kind of understanding arises in the mind, the same action becomes neither bright nor dark, neither dark nor bright. This does not refer to those who are on the Noble Eightfold Path. Of course, we are halfway there only. It's when you actually cross the stream and become a Sotapanna upwards, then it purely no dark, no action. Arahant's actions, a Buddha's actions cannot fall into these categories. They're above. I hope that sort of brings back the answer to. So now let's continue, okay? And what do we continue with? You see? So it is says there, leading to the ending of karma. The first three leads to continue journey in samsara. But the last one, that's the right effort in the Noble Eightfold Path, leads us in the opposite direction towards the ending of samsara. I hope you get that. You know, when we get into the Noble Eightfold Path, we are taking a different journey through samsara, to end samsara. In the Paticca Samuppada, you have the forward and the reverse. Meaning, forward, you go on rowing around in samsara, but with the Buddha's help, we turn around and reverse the process and end in nirvana. Okay? Right. Right. Now, back again to this slide. And I like to repeat again, the Buddha repeatedly warns that the higher levels cannot be practiced in a stable manner unless they develop on a strong foundation. So that's where sila comes in. Virtue comes in with the strong foundation. Yeah. And the pursuit of merits provides that foundation, but that is not the final goal. The goal is much, much higher. It's sila, samadhi, and panya. With sila, you get the right attitude of mind, you get the right frame of mind that helps you to focus, that gives you the samadhi. And when the samadhi comes into focus, then the result of that is panya. Panya is our goal. So meritorious action. So remember the dark result and so on. When you go on to the fourth, neither dark nor bright, that's when you are acting with wisdom because your intentions are right. Everything falls back. Later when we talk about the sila, we'll talk about intention. Okay. The last time we talked about the most straightforward way of doing this. That was dana. Today, let's talk about sila. Okay. And what is sila? Is the cornerstone upon which the entire Noble Eightfold Path is built. It's only the cornerstone. Yeah. And what is it? It's right speech, right action, right livelihood. Okay. So that is what we are looking at. And how does that translate? Remember, this is the first part of the Noble Eightfold Path. Remember, we said we have to move from Puthujjana way of thinking to Ariya way of thinking. Ariya, noble way of thinking. How does that happen? Noble Eightfold Path. How does the Noble Eightfold Path operate? Beginning with sila, beginning with virtue. Right? And it is said it's right speech, right action, right livelihood, translated into what we call the 5 precepts. And you know, there's the 5 precepts and the 8 precepts. Okay. Our final goal is not simply becoming perfect in this, but using this as a skillful means to develop our samadhi and panya. All right. And the Buddha says that all of this must be guided by intention. All of you in the your session, you were talking about killing mosquitoes and telling lies and so on. All of this is based on your intention. Now, your intention in killing a mosquito is not for personal gain. Is not for anger, not revenge, not hatred. This is just irritates you and you kill that mosquito. So you cannot be punished. Killing a mosquito does not bring about the same punishment as killing somebody's prime minister. Okay, it's not the same. all right, or killing a monk, or even killing a useful animal like a horse or a cow. So don't spend valuable time and spiritual energy worrying about whether this cockroach can be killed or cannot be killed. Yeah. To answer that again, a lot of the time, if we keep our premises clean, a lot of the time we can avoid having to have flies coming into our house and so on. You may think this is not reasonable. If you go to Thailand and Sri Lanka, monks who live, the Dutanga monks, now where they live, they build their kutis in such a way that ants cannot climb in. The houses are built on, the kuti is built on a stilt, and there is tar to stop them from entering. That is the mosquitoes entering. Ants and cockroaches cannot enter the building. Again, everything is covered with mosquito netting, so the mosquito cannot come in and disturb you. So there are ways of getting around it. But worst comes to worst, when you go to a restaurant and you get bitten by a mosquito and your natural tendency is to hit yourself, then okay. You know, don't waste spiritual energy worrying about this kind of negative things, small things. Think of the bigger picture. And when you kill, it is more you are guilty of mindlessness. You do it without thinking. But if you are aware of it, push it aside. Just brush it aside. That's the correct way to do it. Okay? And be mindful of all our actions. Be mindful, when does this thought come about? There is this mosquito coming. Yeah, the natural tendency, without thinking, kill. But when you see this mosquito coming, push it aside, move away. Don't give opportunities for this cockroach or this very graphic picture of the big rat that was drowned. All right, that's a horrible thing to do. I also do this. I take this, put it in my car. If you walk away, rats are very clever. They can come back. You put them 3 kilometers away, they know how to smell their way back. So what I do is put them in a car, take them around, go about very far away, probably across a river or whatever, they can't come back. All right, get them confused. Now don't ask me whether it's wrong to get them confused. Okay, but there are ways of getting around it, and I know for a fact that monks and nuns in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, who do this very effectively without having to compromise themselves. Okay, all right, be mindful and remember that the two things that operate is not fear of God or not fear of punishment. Don't do things because of fear of punishment. Do things because your innate human nature, as a noble being, you have shame. I have shame to do evil. I am a human being. I cannot do this to this rat. That rat has a right to live. It's coming into my space, so I'll try and do something, I will. Again, remember that whenever somebody was asking about lying and harsh speech, yeah, whether you should tell only the truth to a child. Yes, you must only tell the truth, and the truth may be painful, but that painful part, when you are telling the truth, it must be with compassion. When you are correcting somebody doing wrong, as a teacher, I've always believed this, that as long as you are guided by compassion, telling somebody something is wrong, as you must, if your child has to be taught, then you do it, not with anger. Never, never punish with anger. Always punish with compassion, with the intention to do things right. Okay, so that I hope I've answered that little section. Then about the question was asked about lying and harsh speech, and do I always tell the truth? No, you have an option. Keep silent. Yeah, there are lovely little stories in the Dhammapada which shows how monks, when faced with a terrible situation, you are saying something, you are protecting a guy who was murdering or something. Remember that question? The answer to that is, don't say yes, don't say no. You might lose your life for keeping quiet, but that is better than by opening your mouth, telling the truth, and getting somebody to die, or getting somebody caught, somebody punished. Basically, don't be a capo. Keep to yourself, okay? Right, so Hiri and Otappa, you do it, all these actions are done not with reward and punishment in mind, but with the awareness that as a noble human being who values himself, I will not do it. I will refrain from this because a Buddha would not do it. So that's Hiri and Otappa. We need to learn a lot about this, okay? And then good moral conduct will improve future life. Dark action, dark etc. And as a prerequisite for escape from samsaric suffering, remember the key word there is prerequisite. It's not the final. Many religions, that's the final. That you go to heaven and that's it. We say you go to heaven, R&R 84 million years, come back to catch more rats. Okay, so this. And also, how do I practice this sila? Yeah, there are two things. Take the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts are actually not just 5. The 5 is all I will not, I will not, I will not, I will not. So it's just refraining. And Buddhism is not just sit there, do nothing. Buddhism is a very, very active religion where you promote positive behavior. So it is not simply I will not kill. We call that varita, to refrain from action, but at the same time to perform. Yeah, not only to refrain, but to actively promote. We call that charita. Don't kill, promote life. All right. So it's not just don't kill mosquitoes, but make sure, like that sister was saying, feed the dogs, feed cats. Yeah, we put them in a safe place. But also, please remember, neighbors. You cannot be unreasonable and feed 30 dogs and have everybody else. Make sure that you get these dogs or these stray cats into places where they don't pose a danger to others or to yourself. Being a Buddhist calls for a great deal of acting, behaving responsibly. How can I promote my compassion? Reduce the suffering in others. Yeah, what can I do? This is my purpose, my function in life as a human being is to promote the welfare of all other beings. How can I do that most effectively without stepping on other people's toes? The worst thing is a do-gooder who looks down on other people. Don't be that. Yeah, what others want to do, let them do. But I myself will not do such a thing. Okay, so that's all about. Oh, we are running very short of time. So there you have. And what happens? The refrain and the thing. Refrain from killing, extend compassion. Refrain from stealing, develop honesty. Refrain from sexual misconduct, be pure and chaste in the sex life. Somebody said, just keep it to married life. Okay, that's fine. We can discuss this in another platform. That is not just that. Today's 21st century way of thinking, what do Buddhists think about homosexuality? What do Buddhists think about? Very, very modern. But we don't have time to get into that, sometimes later maybe, okay? Right. refrain from false speech, utter only words which are true, sweet, peaceable, helpful, and motivated by compassion. That is vital. So develop your compassion, the rest will follow. You cannot have a anger, hatred, and speak compassionate words. If your intention is compassionate, everything else falls into place. Even if you are, you have no choice but to kill a mosquito, do not do it out of anger, hatred, greed, jealousy, self-interest. It's something that maybe has to be done to save a child or whatever. Okay, compassion must take that. All right, then. Okay, of course, it talks there, frivolous talk. Yeah, avoid intoxication, or do when you are in a situation where you cannot speak the truth, you have the option is remain silent, even if that may cost you your life. But that's the Buddhist stance. Okay, of course, intoxicating liquors, mental thing, and cultivate heedfulness and clarity of vision. So while you are refraining from this, you are improving this. What happens is, from very little wholesome merit and punya, you keep increasing the punya. The more the punya increases, the less opportunity bad karma has to operate. So that is why we perform the 5 precepts, because it gives us the basis for virtue. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, and these are the, I was quite taken in by Sister Sumitra's understanding of something having gone wrong and having been done in a previous life and having to repent. Remember that little question? Yeah. We need a lot of understanding of the working of karma to be able to compare things on a one-to-one scale. Yeah. The working of karma is very, very complex. Yeah. And in a sort of simplistic way, here it says that if you abstain or if you indulge in killing, stealing, these are the negative consequences that you will have to bear. It'll lead you to hell. You will be born as a common animal, and you'll be born as a hungry ghost. These are the different realms of that we can go into. Okay, right. And that brings me to today's, I think, highlight, which is the Velama Sutra. Okay, and it's a pretty, you all have gone through the Velama Sutra. It appears in the Anguttara Nikaya, all right, where it comes in the chapter 9, the chapter on nines. Okay, I think you know Anguttara Nikaya is organized in 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and so on. Yeah, for example, the 4 actions that comes in chapter 4, because 4. This one comes in 9, and the commentator is, I think, very innovative in he says that why that 9 comes about. We'll come to that when we're there. Okay. Now, the Buddha has referred to a great giving. We are always talk in terms of dana. Yeah. And the Buddha's sort of classic example is this one, whom we give to. Remember, I said that when we talk about dana, sila, samadhi, and panya, I said that sila is only the beginning. Here's a good example of the Buddha's stand on this. Sila is dana, but dana will not be the end of your journey in samsara. Yeah, he talks about a Mahadana by a Brahmin given Velama. He was Velama in a previous birth, as you know, and the range of merits earned by making offerings to different groups of noble persons. All right, let's look. We call these fields of merit. Yeah, and the story goes, we'll go through this very, very quickly. 84,000. Why 84,000? Nobody sat down and counted. In the Pali language, yeah, when you say 84,000, it's banyak sekali tak terhingga. You cannot even count. So after 84,000, don't ask anymore. That's all it means, okay? A lot. And 9 of those. That's how it becomes Anguttara Nikaya, chapter 9. Okay? Silver trays will go, silver chariots, copper gems, elephants, milk cows, all of these, which even today, yeah, well-meaning, very rich people give and give and give the temple, hoping that it is an investment into the next life. I give so that next life I will get more and more. Be warned. That is not the purpose of giving. The purpose of giving is to develop selflessness, to reduce your greed, to reduce the ego, to say that this is all mine, I am giving. No. The more you give, I cannot own these things. These things cannot bring me ultimate happiness. That is what I want to. The more I give, the more this comes into my mind. Okay? So, Velama Sutra. Then, maidens. Who wants 84,000 maidens, I wonder? Yeah, couches, but this is cultural. Yeah, lotion and bedding. Yeah, and so on, so on, so forth. And food flowed like a river. All of this was given as dana. Then comes the but. I was the Brahmin who gave that gift. That's not how it should be seen. I gave that gift. But in that gift, there was no one worthy of offerings. Now, this is the point of Velama Sutra, that when you give, there must be somebody to receive. All right? And in the case of Velama, there was no such person. So, of course, he would have got benefits in other ways, but not in the way we are thinking of dana, sila, samadhi, panya. Yeah? It didn't help him to get that reward in the he didn't help him to get that reward in the samsaric life. Yeah, it would be more fruitful. Let's go through this very quickly because you're running short of time. It would have been more fruitful if he had given it to a Sotapanna, yeah, an Anagami, etc. Yeah, Sakadagami, Anagami, yeah. Then one return, let's go through this. One Arhat. More fruitful if he had given it to one Arhat. Why? Let's stop here. Why? Because these have gained huge amounts of spiritual merit themselves. So when you give to them and their ability to in turn spread the Dhamma, their ability to help others is far greater than if you had given it to a cat, for example. That is the important point. They are spiritually very, very advanced. What we call Ariya Sangha. Okay, right. Then more grateful to a private Buddha, to a Tathagata. Even if you give it to a Tathagata, the Buddha says there's more. Yeah, a community of monks headed by the Buddha. Meaning, headed by the Buddha is Ariya Sangha. All the monks, yeah, from the first disciples. Remember the first 5 disciples? They were the beginning of the Sangha. All the way down to today. That's one kind of Sangha. But that again is split. Those who have gone across, that means the Sotapanna and above, they are what we call Ariya Sangha. And then Puggala Sangha. That means monks and nuns today. Yeah, They are very high on the scale, but not as high as the Ariya Sangha. So whatever you give, if you give them, you are giving to a much higher field of merit. Okay? But not finished yet. Okay? Then dedication of buildings, then the mind were to go to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha for refuge. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. All right. So, what is your goal? The mind. Do good, avoid evil, purify the mind. That is the teaching of all the Buddhas. So, bringing a Buddha, but still not finished. Okay. More confident is the confident mind were to go for refuge. All right. Then, better than all of that is loving kindness, spreading loving kindness. And then, yeah, develop one snap of anicca. What does that mean? If your mind can even for one split second understand anicca, dukkha, anatta, the three are connected, yeah, that anicca, if you can, that, he said, that is the far greater than giving 94,000 pots of gold. That is the basis of the Velama Sutra. Okay, and finally, I think Uttara, the Deva's son, recited this verse. Let's go through it. Life is swept along next to nothing. That means life is just nothing. And if you see that in terms of samsara, yeah, our 80 years in this existence is absolutely nothing, next to nothing. For one swept on by aging, no shelters exist. You are born, you grow old, you fall sick, you die. There is no shelter from that. Perceiving this danger in death, one should do deeds of merits that bring about bliss. Now, this is where the Deva's son goes wrong. He says, when you do all of this, you will get happiness, meaning, I suppose, going to heaven. But the Buddha says, no, I agree. Life is swept along next to nothing. It's a span. For one swept to old age, no shelters exist. Agree. Perceiving this danger in death, one should drop this world's bait. What is this world's bait? Craving, tanha, belief in a self. Now, all of these things, whatever you do, drop that. And don't look for bliss in heaven, but look for peace, which is nirvana. So you see how the Buddha gently corrects the Deva's son and tells him how to get your vision right. Okay? 3 minutes off. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uncle Vijaya. So in today's lesson, Uncle Vijaya has highlighted the importance of Sila, Samadhi, Sila and Samadhi to help us set things right for Panya. And our intention is also very important. We have to be mindful of our actions. We have to keep Hiri and Otapa in mind, and not just because of rewards. Okay, we have to hold on to our 5 precepts and think of and the Velama Sutta is a reminder for us that things are not a business transaction.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Vijaya. Now we shall move on to the Q&A session. So brothers and sisters, if you have questions for Uncle Vijaya, you can click on raise your hand button. Okay, all right, we have one person here, Sister Puisi. Okay, Sister Puisi, you may turn on your mic and ask Uncle Vijaya your question.
Hello, Uncle Vijaya. I would like to share my own experience. Actually, I'm currently on COVID positive.
Oh.
So my voice is not really audible. It's very conducive. So regarding on the killing of those mosquitoes and cockroaches and all this, I also gone through dengue fever myself also. It's not a very pleasant experience actually, dengue fever. You know, your whole body is aching and the whole is very is suffering, is it? So
we'll pray for you. May your suffering be eased. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's that after the dengue fever, I do go through a session that it developed the enmity towards mosquitoes.
Oh.
You know, and you see mosquitoes, you tend to be like, you know, trying to find fault on my own sickness. I was trying to put blame on something on the my what gone through. So after I was discharged from the hospital, every time I see mosquito, I will say I want to, I just want to, you know, destroy it, you know. So but somehow I mean, between destroying any between killing the mosquito and I mean restraining myself from doing this, so it was a struggle also, as you know, because the pain that I gone through because of the dengue fever, so it was a struggle actually. So well, somehow I managed to hold. I mean, is more like the enmity develop until it's become a reflection. You see mosquito, you immediately want to kill it already.
Yeah.
So this has been a struggle, but I managed to keep. I mean, the mind is like also is at its own wall also, you know. So I also kept try to develop metta towards them also. Like what I'm going through now also, I'm going through COVID also. I've been trying to, I mean, every day I try to meditate, doing metta meditation. So I hope, I hope my what I go through now, I mean now I'm feeling better. Now I can control myself from killing mosquitoes now. So I hope we all, I mean, practice more metta, metta through us.
Yeah.
I believe that because the enmity that building up in our self is actually hurting our own self more than the mosquito. The mosquito, more or less, they are innocent. It's their nature to suck blood. It's not their fault. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know that they are bringing diseases to you. I mean, to us. You know, so
they are doing what mosquitoes are supposed to do.
Okay? Yeah, it's their nature.
So
exactly.
Don't be angry with them. Be angry with yourself for being angry. You're not doing yourself a favor. That calls for right understanding, calls for reflection. Yeah, to spend time to get that anger out of the way. Yeah. Okay. If you're angry with the mosquito, who do you blame for the COVID? We'd all like to know. Can catch him. Okay. Just as I think Sister Sumitra gave that answer. It's a previous karma that we have to bear, and when we understand that, yeah, and we come to terms with that, we reduce the anger. The more we reduce, why am I doing this? Charita varita. The more you get rid of your negative feelings and the more you develop your positive feelings, the more they support you, not only in this life, but in the next life. This is right understanding. Okay? This is right. Of course, talking about it helps a lot for you to come and share this with us. And we're all, I'm sure, spreading our compassion towards you. All right? And that helps. Okay? But at the final analysis, you are your own friend. You are your own enemy. Your anger towards mosquitoes is misplaced. Okay, so next time you see a mosquito, say, may you be well and happy.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Vijaya.
Right.
Okay. Uncle Vijaya, we have one more question from Sister Gina. Sister Gina.
Yes. Hi, hi, Uncle Vijaya.
Hi, Sister Gina. Where are you? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Vijaya, can you elaborate a little bit more on idle talk? What kind of talk is considered idle talk?
Yes. I love that one because the Pali word is pala pala. Pala pala is you just talk lah. Why your shirt so nice? Why yesterday you went there? Oh yeah, you know the shop, very nice food. You know this one, that is idle talk. That is talk that gets you nowhere, and I think all of us are guilty of it. All right. What the Buddha?
How to practice non-idle talk?
Mindfulness. Mindfulness. Remember, I am a noble being. I am the only sentient being that has the gift of language. Did you think about that? And my faculty of speech should never be used for the detriment of anyone. I have this because I'm a noble being. I will only use this faculty of speech to spread compassion, to spread kindness, to spread the truth. So this is a recognition of yourself as a noble being. When you have that intention aligned, then noble speech will follow. It's the same with angry speech. Yeah, if a child has done wrong and you scold that child, but without anger, very important, scold the child, yes, but without anger, then that is the correct way to do it. So how to get rid of it? With mindfulness. Knowing, and it's habit. Most of us have lost the habit of compassionate speech. All right. I know some monks, when you see them and they just speak so much compassion, there's so much metta. When you're when you are drenched with metta, nothing can come out but kind, useful words. You have to be such a bodhisattva.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Vijaya. Uncle Vijaya, we have a question now by Sister Jun Lee.
Yeah.
Sister Jun Lee.
Uncle Vijaya, I put that in the chat box because you were talking about the neither bright nor dark action.
Yeah.
So you said that the intention is going towards Nibbana, right? So
Yes.
that means if, let's say, we make right speech, but our intention is we want to reach Nibbana, or, at least we're on the noble path, the noble eightfold path.
Yeah.
So let's say our speech, when we speak honestly, so the result will neither be bright nor dark. Is that what you mean?
If you are at that higher level of attainment, where remember when we always have done something good, we say, may by the power of this, may I attain nirvana. That is the trick. That is the thing. So when you are saying all this, your mind is now attuned not to progress through samsara. Now your mind has started looking elsewhere, not towards progress in samsara, but to the ending of samsara. This is karma that ends karma. The Buddha's description. You see that line there? This is the Buddha's description. Now we are on the path. If you go into the Paticca Samuppada, it is forward movement and reverse movement.
Yes.
Forward movement brings you into samsara, jati, jara, marana. Whereas with understanding, you reduce, you let go. Yes, I forget the Pali term for it. Forward and reverse.
Back.
Yeah.
I see. So that
it's a
means
question
we do
of
the same
alignment.
action.
It's a question of understanding.
Okay. So it means that, let's say we do the same action. When we do the same action, let's say we do the same action, but if our intention is toward so the intention is towards samsara, that means we want better benefit in the future, better result. So it's bright karma, bright result.
Yes.
But if let's say our intention is may whatever action that I do bring
intention
me closer
comes
to
with
nirvana.
understanding. When you understand now the path, the Buddha has shown us the path. So with right understanding comes right intention. Now continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So it can be the same action, but different intention that brings different results.
Absolutely. Two people can save cats. One can go on saving cats. The other will go and save himself.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Uncle Vijay. Just to clarify.
By the way,
Thank you
where
so much.
did I get it? I got this from this beautiful book, Bhikkhu P.A. Payutto.
I can't see Uncle Vijaya. Can you?
Never mind.
Bring it nearer.
Never mind.
See,
what we'll do is we'll put it online. I'll ask. Yeah, to get a photograph of this. It's Payutto, good, evil, and beyond. Karma in the Buddha's teaching. It's beautifully written, very easy to read, and completely covers this aspect of it. Okay. The original sutra is, of course, from the Anguttara Nikaya, chapter 4, chapter on force. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle Vijaya.
Okay, Uncle Vijaya, we now have a question by Sister Ming. Sister Ming?
Yeah, hello, Uncle Vijaya. My question is related to false statement. If let's say, because Uncle Vijaya just now mentions we keep silence, So what if the situations, the person that we're facing is our boss or our customer? So if there is a question,
I get the point. I get the point. Yeah. If you really you're interested in nirvana and all that, to hell with your boss. Okay, tell him the truth and go to nirvana, but die in the job. That's one choice. The other choice is tied up with the Noble Eightfold Path. All the things that we said today saw how compromised we are. We have to worry about fish, we have to worry about mosquitoes, we have to worry about cockroaches, we have to worry about all of these. All happened for one reason, because I was born. If I wasn't born, none of this would have happened. So your understanding now changes. Your understanding, if I go on in samsara, I will keep on meeting bosses. But now I understand why I must destroy myself, why I must destroy my ego, why I attain nirvana, because that's the only refuge. That way, no compromise. Yeah, a Buddha doesn't have to face his boss. Okay, so now you have right understanding. This is the motivation that you need to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. Yeah, beginning with sila, the easiest. Okay, but with understanding, when the child does wrong and you are scolding the child, it is with understanding. I am not angry with the child. I'm angry with what he did. What he did is one thing. What the child is another. Okay, so be angry with the action. Don't be angry with the person.
Sorry, Uncle Vijaya. Actually, my situation I'm trying to say is like a question be thrown by a boss or a client. Okay, if let's say I tell the truth, I know that it's very the situation is going to be very, very hard. But if let's say I put it in another way, the situation will go smoother. So that is
But a lie is a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. But a lie, the intention behind the lie, it plays a very big part. If the intention behind the lie is to protect the boss or whatever, and you twist it a little bit, while it is wrong, it is not so wrong as if you did it for personal gain or whatever, or fear or whatever. I'm getting, the intention is what matters.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
The compromise is where you had to meet the boss. You see, where if you Don't have to. By the way, if you don't want to do all of that, become a monk or a nun. You become a monk or a nun, none of this you will have to face. You are free. A monk can be more open, more honest, yeah, guided by compassion. Monk can be. So that you have a lot of options.
Intention.
Become a nun.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Uncle Vijaya. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, this will be our final question for today. Sister Billy has a question for Uncle. Sister Billy?
Hi, Uncle Vijaya. Thank you so much for answering my question.
Was that the earlier question?
Yes, yes.
Were you
Thank you so
happy
much.
with it?
Very happy.
Yeah. If
Much
you
clearer now.
don't blame me. Blame this book.
Okay, I have a follow-up question based on what Sister Junli was asking. So do we have, apart from having the right intention, do we actually have to be already a noble one? So the 4 pairs of right person in order to not generate neither good, right, or dark karma?
I think as I understand it, we are still Putujana. We are still doing the second group, neither bright nor dark. Remember that group? That's where most of us are. Very few of us are entirely black result. Entirely white result. No, we are both. So we are in that sort of yin-yang situation. All right? A sort of a half-half situation. But you have committed yourself to taking this and improving on it. And as it goes along, it becomes better and better, easier and easier. That's what the Buddha calls the gradual path. Yeah, don't expect it to happen overnight. The karmic, samsaric record is so vast. Removing it is going to take a long time and a lot of effort. Go ahead and do it, but aim towards it. I think that's the best answer.
Right. So in other words, we have to be an Ariya to reach that the part forward.
Then it doesn't apply anymore.
Okay.
That's basically what they're saying. Buddha's silava, silamayo. Silava is when we are good by nature. We are not caught in any of these things. We have already purified ourselves. We are arahats. We are silava. On the other hand, you and I, we are silamayo. Silamayo means those who have to achieve goodness, who have to work at it. So we're all, that vast majority of humanity is that group. Okay, so we are silamayo. Become silava. That's your goal. Last question, no more.
No more. Okay, all right. No more questions. Okay. Okay, now can maybe please invite Aya to say a few words on our topic for today.
Thank you, Lenyong.
Okay.
And thank you, Uncle Vijaya. I mean, it's always very enlightening to hear from Uncle Vijaya. Yeah, because when we were young, we also hear from Uncle Vijaya. So all of you are very fortunate to hear from Uncle Vijaya. What Uncle Vijaya has shared with us is very enriching. I think I'd just like to just add a little bit on the cultivation when we do the collection on the Sangha. Yeah? So as we walk the noble path, and we also understand that there are 8 types of individual. So the 4 sainthood and 8 types of individual.
Yeah.
So as long as we are on the path and we are cultivating according to our sincere and faith, confident in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. As you see the range of, we talk about developing the dana, and then the Buddha will at the end come to the Sangha, and then after that, taking refuge in the Triple Gem, and then again, it comes back to the 5 principles of life, the 5 precepts. And not only we refrain, but we ennoble our mind to higher quality, and then we follow the Noble Eightfold Path, and of course, live by the 4 Brahma Viharas. Then in this aspect, as we do that, even before achieving the stream entry, yeah, even on the path of the stream entry, this is also where the nobility in that person already developed. It's only to wait for the right time, the aha time, yeah, that you already possess totally the noble eightfold path. And this actually give you even the unshakable mind, the faith, yeah, in the triple gem. You will not be shaken anymore by any other things, but you're confident in this path, you know, following the Buddha's noble path and the Dhamma that he taught, and also the Sangha, the noble Sangha, yeah, that path that leads to the ultimate liberation from the cycle of samsara. So on that journey, then relinquishment and train for peace, and also the wisdom will continue to increase, yeah, and that journey will continue until one day we are able to totally, yeah, the cessation from all kinds of craving. So I think on this path, I think it's not very complicated if you look at it. Again and again, that's why we encourage people to, you know, take refuge in the triple gem. Yeah, and therefore, I mean, in learning the confidence in the Buddha, what he did, you know, why is he so special, and what are the things that we can do, yeah, to emulate that kind of path that at the end, we are the one that the possessor of the noble eightfold path. So I think this journey is very beautiful, like the Buddha say, you know, in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Yeah, and it culminates into the arahantship. Yeah, the total freedom. So the merits we are talking is, of course, is a different level, but at the end, it's not to gain anymore, because any idea of gaining or wanting something is latently lying very, what they call deep, is the pain of craving. Yeah. So when we reflect, we know, then that's where we continue to relinquish, yeah, until we are able to finally realize that path. So the cultivation of sila, samadhi, panya is necessary to really get to that state. Yeah. And so noble eightfold path, that is the yardstick for us to always reflect, where are we, and are we on the path, and we should not stray from that path. Yeah, and that will help us. So the path is very clear, like GPS. Yeah, but GPS sometimes can make you pushing, can see you cannot reach. Yeah, but noble eightfold path, if you practice, it will culminate in that result that the Buddha mentioned. All right. So I think that's all I'd like to share. And thank you so much, Uncle Vijaya, for sharing your vast knowledge. And I think they are all very, what they call, happy, and also gain a lot, yeah, from this discussion and this Dhamma sharing. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Aya. Okay, so now, brothers and sisters, may I invite everyone to thank Uncle Vijaya for his sharing today. Thank you, Uncle Vijaya. Sadhu. Okay. So now, everyone, dear brothers and sisters, let us pay respect to the triple gem and Aya by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Thank you, Aya. Okay. Now, Aya, maybe invite you to share merits with the devas and deceased relatives to end today's session.
So again, let us compose our mind to recall to mind, and our sincere thanks to all our Dhamma teachers who have kindly spent time to share with us the Dhamma to deliberate on the Dhamma so that we get the inspiration and motivation to diligently continue to practice the Dhamma. And we share this merit and well-wish for their well-being, for their good health, and also for the realization of Nibbana. We also are thankful to all the participants for coming together to be on this Ariya D I G platform to share and discuss the Dhamma. And may all this merit that have accrued continue to pave way for you to grow in strength, in a confidence in the Triple Gem, and in all your right effort to abandon what is unwholesome and unskillful, and to cultivate and develop all the good virtues, all the skillful states and wholesome states, following the Noble Eightfold Path. So one day you'll be able to realize the ultimate liberation that leads to Nibbana. May this merit also be a source of inspiration and peace and happiness to all your family members, relatives, and friends, and to whoever that combines your life. May we also well wish to all in the world, in Malaysia, wherever they are, may they also receive these blessings of peace and also a good will from all of us. Now we shall also share this merit with the Devas, all the heavenly beings, all the guardian deities, and also all the Dhamma protectors. May they also rejoice in this merit and continue to protect the well-being and safety, guide you to the righteous path, and help you in times of need. May they also continue to rejoice in spreading the Dhamma and also in supporting all the good, wholesome deeds that we are doing, and rejoice. And may the Devas to one day liberate themselves. Akasata cha bummata deva naga mahitika punyantang anumoditva Chirang rakantu loka sasanam, chirang rakantu desanam, chirang rakantu mamparanti. Etavata jamme sambadang punya samparang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Also, make your aspiration that by this merit that will accrue, may continue to support your path to the ultimate Nibbana. May always meet the wise one and not to associate with the foolish until we attain the final Nibbana. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya devo vasatu kalena tassa sampati hetucha ito bhavatu lokocha raja bhavatu dhammiko. Now also, we dedicate this merit for the spiritual well-being of our departed relatives, teachers, friends, and ancestors. We call to mind your merits and to dedicate this merit for the spiritual well-being. Idang me nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. idang me yatinam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sukihotu, thank you Ayah, thank you Uncle Vijaya, and thank you brothers and sisters. Okay, so in our final session with Uncle Vijaya, we will talk about, we will learn about metta and anicca. Okay, our third class for this year is on the 20th of March on Sunday. Okay, the same time by Uncle Vijaya. Okay, till then, take care and stay safe. Okay, we'll meet again in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye, everybody.
And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayah. Thank you, Uncle Vijaya.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.